this video, we are going to talk about the mindset of Gia. Gia was a contestant on Netflix's Korean dating show Singles Inferno, where she had the majority of the men completely taken by her and pursuing her until the very end of the show. She has since become well known for her extremely magnetic feminine allure and her ruthlessness with the guys. I have another video deciphering her behavior and why it's so mesmerizing, but in this video we are going to get into what type of mindset that creates this type of behavior to begin with. Mindset is so important because no matter how hard we try, we will always act out our true beliefs in the end. So in order to act out any type of behavior consistently, adopting the mindset that authentically produces it is key. And first and foremost, Gia has an abundance mindset. When you have an abundance mindset in dating, you don't get attached to any outcome early on. Because simply put, why would you? An abundance mindset says if it doesn't work out with this guy, there's always the next guy. Now that doesn't mean you can't or shouldn't make an effort with the men you take an interest in. It just means that when you do, it's not going to come from the perspective of lack. Because when we are in lack, the effort we make comes from fear. Fear of losing someone or scaring them off. Fear that if it doesn't work out with this person, why would it work out with the next one? Or something like a fear that we won't meet anyone like that again. Being afraid to lose someone you barely even know is not attractive to that person, and the effort you make for them quickly feels inauthentic. People will always be able to pick up on your energy, and making an effort from lack is exactly what gives off those desperate vibes that we are all repulsed by. These vibes instinctually makes us want to run the other direction, man or woman. Just think of Soyeon's behavior once she started liking Jin Taek back. She tries to mask it with humor, but the energy is clear. She has developed a lack mentality around him, and he can sense that and starts losing his attraction for her. With Gia, it's pretty clear that she's not too concerned with who likes her or not. She doesn't attach herself to any outcome because of her abundance mindset. She probably thinks that if there's not a guy for her on the show, there'll be one outside of it. Except her abundance mindset comes across so sincere that I think she probably doesn't even have an inner dialogue about it. She just knows. The Gia-like mindset is the one of I don't chase, I attract. You've probably heard this saying before, but if you want to understand it deeper, this is what truly having this mindset looks like when acted out. Gia lets the men decide if they like her. When they first arrived on the island, she was friendly and then promptly leaned back and let whoever wanted to pursue her do so. The men who first take a liking to her are Yoon-sek, Hyun-jung, and Si-hun. And she then opened herself up to getting to know the men who chose to pursue her. She didn't quite decide up front who she liked more and then started chasing that person. In comparison, some of the other women on the show will pick a favorite right away and then get set on that guy, closing themselves off to other connections from the get-go, and then get disappointed if that guy doesn't like them back. This isn't good for you because you might close yourself off to a better match if you are steadfast on your first instinct. Gia doesn't do this. She makes first contact with everyone and then she leans back. This is what not chasing but attracting means. If someone isn't attracted to you, you let it go and move on instead of taking on a chasing mindset. And the next mindset is knowing that it's not your job to over-explain yourself to cuddle someone's feelings. As the show progresses, we see Gia playing her cards close to her body. When she's dating the men, she doesn't reveal very much with words or over-explains anything. She will offer them bits and pieces of what she's thinking and feeling here and there, but she still keeps a lot to herself as well. This is really smart, especially early on in a romantic context, where you want to get a feel for someone and take them in with all your senses. And talking is only one part of that equation. On top of that, words are also an easy tool for manipulation. So letting people's personalities reveal over time is a much better strategy because regardless of what someone says, they will eventually act out their true intentions and who they really are. Feelings change, especially in the beginning of getting to know someone, and constantly keeping people up to date with what's going through your head isn't something you have to do. In modern society, we have become so used to instant gratification, but but healthy attraction and a solid foundation builds over time. And whether you are able to sit still in a bit of mystery and unknowingness says a lot about you and your level of self-assurance and maturity. Because of her tendency to only reveal little at a time, Gia has been accused of leading the men on and breadcrumbing. But what I see is a woman who knows her worth and takes her time to take someone in. And this part of her mindset leads me to the next one, which is understanding how important it is to put yourself first. Gia is known for being ruthless with men, but I think this seeming ruthlessness comes from just not putting anyone on a pedestal, and then also being very discerning of who she lets into her space and how deep. A lot of people have a tendency to put up with way less than they deserve. They outsource being treated well to someone else, and then complain when that person falls flat, not realizing that the responsibility of treating us well first and foremost falls on ourselves. If you are an adult dating someone and that person doesn't meet your standards, the onus is on you to walk away. The onus is not on that person to tell you to do that. How can we expect for a person to put our needs above theirs if we can't even do so ourselves? Don't get me wrong, you absolutely are supposed to communicate your needs and standards, but aside from that, there really is not much you can nor should do other than to accept the situation for what it is or walk away. In the situation with Gia and the men on the show, if they feel like Gia doesn't meet their standards, give them enough or whatever else, it's on them to walk away. Which, by the way, is exactly what Junsek did when he realized that Gia wasn't interested in him. Sihun made a different choice, but the choice was theirs to make. Putting yourself first in the context of dating is crucial and attractive. It gives off the vibe that you value yourself highly and that you're not going to look to someone else to meet all your needs. I hope that you enjoyed this breakdown of what I believe to be Gia's mindset. Adopting new behavior can be difficult, so if you need support with your own unique process, remember that you can always find the link to my one-on-one coaching sessions in the description below. Thank you for watching and subscribe to my channel for more.